Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would do a tutorial on my signature waves. I don't call them my signature waves, but that's what everyone else seems to call them around me, so that's what we're gonna roll with. This is round 2 of this video. I did do a wavy hair tutorial back when I first launched my channel, I think it was quite a while ago now. So this is the new and improved version. I am talking about my hair care in this because I do get a ton of questions about it. In general, this is just how I make my hair go from like flat and bleh to this, which is what I wear every day basically. Before we get into the video, if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you could hit the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber, you may have noticed that you aren't seeing my videos. How convenient is that? So if you would like to be notified when I upload a video, not from me personally, but you know, YouTube will let you know, then just hit that little bell button that's like somewhere in a corner here, and that will really make it a lot easier for you to know when I upload. That's all for now, so let's get into the tutorial. First things first, let's talk about hair prep. So hair prep is incredibly important and I feel like it's not really talked about enough. As you guys know, I'm a hair and makeup artist and hair never came naturally to me. In fact, it was a huge struggle for me for probably 4 years, and then I really learned about hair prep around that 4-year mark. And then suddenly everything just like clicked and everything made sense. And all the things that I tried to do before worked a lot better once I learned about hair prep. So that's what we're gonna start with. Last week I had my hair extensions taken out. I did have 100 pieces, so my hair was super voluminous, but that also meant that my hair prep was different to what I'm going to show you today. So as you can see, my hair already looks like it has thickness, which is hilarious because my hair is not thick at all. In fact, if I didn't do the steps I'm about to show you, my hair would just be like super flat, the texture would still be the same, but it would just have no volume whatsoever. Whereas I take a few steps to make it voluminous before I even start with the styling. I gotta tell you guys that this video is not sponsored. However, I have worked with L'Oreal on their Elvive Fibrology range before. This is like a year ago or so, probably even longer than that now. Actually, last time I had hair extensions, I went straight into using this and then into a campaign for these guys. So I've gotten to know this product really well, and I have to say that for thin, fine hair, this range is a complete game changer. There are actually 4 products. Here's a 4th one. So there is a shampoo, a conditioner, then there is a thickening booster, and then there is also the Fibrology thickening treatment. So how I use these, I have to say I don't always use this, just because particularly right now my hair needs all the volume and texture that it can get, and this does make your hair a little bit more kind of slippy because it is a treatment and a serum. So right now I'm not really using this as much, but when I had my hair extensions in, I actually use this all the time just to kind of make them look really smooth and healthy. But ever since I've had my extensions taken out, I've started using this range again. So my hair is already looking and feeling more voluminous, and over time it will feel even more full, which is really cool. So I start with the shampoo in the shower. In between, I do 2 shampoos, and then I use the thickness booster. This you leave on and then you go straight onto your conditioner. I do also use a blonde conditioner. This is still wet from the shower because I did just wash my hair. This is from La Bioesthétique, and this is their Glam Color Advanced in the shade number 7 Crystal. So this is like the blonde, instead of a blonde shampoo, it's a blonde conditioner, and I really like this one. So these are the prep products that I use in the shower, plus the blonde conditioner. I use that maybe once a week, and I wash my hair every, say, 3 days with the Elvive Fibrology. I'm going to put a tiny little bit of this in today. It's just a double serum. My hair is freshly washed. I'm literally just doing like the tiniest amount. And I kind of do it through the mid-lengths. So my hair is already looking pretty thick. Also, I do have like a blunt cut-ish. It's fairly blunt, which also makes your hair look thicker. So if you do have really fine hair, having wispy ends does not make it look any fuller, just so you know. So while my hair is still damp, there are a couple of products that I like to put in. So first of all, I've just done the thickness booster. I also love to use a thickening spray. This one is a thickening tonic by Aveda. And I also like to use a wave spray or a sea salt spray, and this one is by Way. So I just spray a little bit of this in while my hair is still damp. As soon as my hair gets dry, I feel like I've completely missed the boat and my hair prep has to be completely different. But I always have a much better result if I start from damp hair, so I highly advise doing it that way. And I just do some wave spray. So the thickening tonic will add fullness to your hair. I just like to spray it through the kind of mid-lengths and ends because that's where I love my volume to be. But if you want more volume on your roots, then you can always spray it up there. And wave spray is just really awesome for holding kind of wavy textured hair, which is obviously what I'm going to do today. When don't I wear my hair like that? I'm now going to blow dry my hair, and I love the Dyson Supersonic hairdryer. It has replaced all of my other ones. Yes, this is a very expensive hairdryer, but it is worth every dollar. In saying that, it's also my profession to do hair styling, so it's worth the investment for me. But I mean, if you're a hair addict, if you're a hairdresser, a hair stylist, or if you just like making investments in these things, then I would highly recommend this. If you just try it, you will see how it's completely different. And let me tell you, I was skeptical before I got this as to whether it would be any different to a normal hairdryer, but it is. So I'm now going to blow dry my hair. I'm going to start by doing it upside down, and that's how I'm going to get a whole heap of volume in there. And I'm just going to rough dry that, so off comes the thing, that thing. And yeah, I'm just going to flip my head upside down and start blow drying. I like to just get my fingers in there and kind of rough it up to get as much texture as possible. So as you can see, my hair's dried with a fair bit of volume. So I'm just going to give my hair a bit of a brush through. This is the Great Lengths hairbrush. I got this with my extensions, but I'm still using it because it's such a nice brush. Also, I'm really sorry my camera view is quite tight. I'm just using a really small pink background. It's a piece of cardboard. I don't have a lot of room to move. I'm now going to separate my hair. Separate? Is that what it's called? No, there's a better word for that. And just clip half of it up so I can start working on this bottom bit first. And now I'm literally just going to blow dry it straight. At the moment I'm using this Eco Pure brush. I quite like it. My hair can get quite knotty, maybe from all the bleach, maybe because it's fine hair. So this doesn't go through knots very well, which is why I brush this first. But yeah, it does do the job, and I've been using this one for quite a while now. Put the thingy, what we've called the thingy, back on. That's another great thing, is that this is magnetic. So I don't know if you guys have used like a normal hairdryer before. Once this part heats up, you cannot remove this until it cools down. And as like a hairstylist, that is so annoying because it means that you can't easily change. What are these called? Damn it, I really can't remember what they're called right now. But it means that you can't change these. It means you can't take it off to rough dry. Yeah, it makes things a lot more difficult. So that is another awesome thing about the Dyson. I forgot about that until just then. Essentially, I just like to get the brush up in there, and then I do blow dry it down, but if you want more volume, you can blow dry it up, and that will give you more volume at the roots. I personally like to concentrate more on volume through the mid-lengths. So when it comes to blow drying these front bits, I try not to have my hair kind of looking like this at the front. Do you know what I mean? I try to make it more like, you know, curtainy, a bit more like this at the front. So that all comes down to how you blow dry these front pieces. So I'm just going to grab these bits. I mean, of course you can be more precise if you want to be, but when am I ever precise with this stuff? And then I'm just going to roll the brush up in there, and I'm going to blow dry it forward. I'm then going to blow dry this to the side a little bit. And then I'm going to do it to the other side. See how that just kind of closes in the forehead a little bit more, makes it a little bit more curtainy, a little bit kind of cooler. I really like that look. Now I'm going to finish off this whole top section the way I did the bottom section. Please note that I'm not that precise when doing a blow dry because this is something that I do every 3 days and I'm really impatient with it. But if I was blow drying a client, things would be done a little more precisely. One thing that's really helpful to know is that when your hair is, wet as well, but when it's warm, it's still really easy to manipulate. So if you're going to try and make a style last longer, you need to let it cool in that shape before trying to move it or tuck it behind your ear or anything like that. So if you wanted to leave your hair straight at this point, you would need to just let it cool down naturally without tucking it behind your ear, which I'm so guilty of, but that's how you kind of let it set. So to let my volume set, I'm quickly going to blast my hair upside down again on heat, and then I'm going to blast it on cool, if that makes sense. And that will kind of set some of that volume in place. From here, I'm going to use a tong to put some waves in my hair. This is the Curious Grace tong. I have to tell you, I don't know the size of this barrel, but basically the size of the barrel determines how big your wave/curl is going to be. So if you have super long hair, using a barrel of this size will make the wave a little bit tighter, but on my length hair now, it's going to be fairly just like loose and undone and beachy and all the things that I want it to be. In saying that, I did also use this when I had my hair down to here, and I still love the wave it created. Just heating up, and the setting I have got it on today is 210. I was using it on its maximum, which I think is 230, but the other day my hairdresser Ricky told me that I didn't have to use it that hot, so I'm not going to anymore. Okay, I'm going to start with this side, and I'm just going to pull my kind of small wingy piece out, and I'm literally just going to hold this down and wrap it around, and I'm leaving the end out, as you can see, because if you wrap the end up, which is really hard with this kind of tong, it actually makes it more of a curl rather than a wave. So I just leave it on for a few seconds, and then this is what I get. Cute. And I do the other front one, but I always make sure that my waves at the front are facing backwards. It's actually a real pet hate of mine to see waves at the front going forward. And then I pick up the next piece. Also, the smaller the section, the kind of more precise the wave will be. Just keep that in mind. And again, I'm doing it backwards and leaving the bottom piece out. Just holding it for, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds-ish. I don't really count. I probably should. I used to really mix up the angles that I would use, but I feel like now I always do this whole front section definitely facing backwards, and then sometimes I'll pick it up and do it the other way to mix things up, and then sometimes I'll just keep going in the same direction. All the way to the back of my head. If you had really thick hair, you would probably want to section these pieces and, you know, pin it up in places, but my hair's just really not, there's just not enough of it to need to do that. I'm happy just pulling random sections. So like here, I might start doing the wave this way a bit. Okay, so now that that's done, remember how I said that warm hair is still able to be manipulated? Well, this is the part where you really want to let your hair cool before touching it, before disturbing it. While it is cooling, I'm going to hairspray it. This is the L'Oreal Elnett Hairspray, and it has been a favorite of mine for like 12 years. It's a very good hairspray. So I'm just going to start by spraying it. So this is a process I go through every time I wash and style my hair, which I know can seem a little bit excessive, but I mean, firstly, I'm completely used to it now, but also once I do this, my hair stays really nice for all the days until I have to wash it again. So I'll style it today. Tomorrow I'll wake up and brush it and it will still be wavy and beautiful. The next day it will be slightly less wavy, but still really beautiful, still in its kind of shape. And then the day after that, I generally wash it again, or if I don't, then it's time to pull out the dry shampoo, and then that again helps to hold it in place. So it's a lot of prep on the day of wash, but it kind of holds through the next few days. And even if a couple of pieces need to be retonged, it's no big deal, and it really just makes the next few days really easy, which is so good for me because I'm going to events and meetings and all that. I don't want to have to completely restyle my hair every day. Okay, so my hair's pretty cool at this point. I am sitting in an air-conditioned room. So I'm now just going to take my hands through and shake it up. Sometimes I just like to kind of pull it all apart with my fingers for a really quite messy vibe, and sometimes I just like to brush it. And don't be scared to brush it, like all that prep we went through means that it's going to hold really nicely. So if you wanted your hair to just be like really beautiful and like polished and wavy, you could leave it like that. Of course, I'm not going to. I might give it another hairspray real quick. See how I like use my fingers to pick it up? I find that gives it more texture, and also I assume that it helps hold the pieces of hair underneath as well, rather than just like spraying all over the top and missing half of it. So that's with some hairspray. And then the other product I love is the Orbe Dry Texturizing Spray. I'm pretty sure this might be only available at salons right now, and it's another expensive product, but it's so freaking good. This is like a kind of intense version of dry shampoo, but I'm not really sure that it would take away oiliness, but it is a dry spray, so it's really good for that kind of textured, beachy kind of vibe. Not looking too polished, and it holds really nicely, so you can literally just like pull pieces like this, like mess it up with your fingers, and then spray this in and it will hold. And it will just kind of look effortless. So after using them, like my hair just feels textured. It definitely doesn't feel oily or slicked down or lacquered or anything like that. These are both really lightweight products, and they're both really easy to brush out as well. And this is how I love my hair to be. I don't like my hair to be too shiny or slippery. I like it to be textured and workable and whatever good words are that go with that. So this is what I would call my kind of signature wave. I do this all the time, no matter whether my hair is long, short. That's probably the only two options, but yeah, I really do wear this all the time. I love this look. I love doing it on clients, and I know that seems like quite a process, but it really does become second nature to you, and it really does just make the style last longer, look better, feel better. My hair still feels completely fine and natural. It doesn't feel like lacquered or anything like that. So that's kind of been my process for a really long time now. I've got it completely down pat. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Give it a like and all that stuff if you did enjoy it. And if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below. I am not by any means a professional hairdresser, but I do have quite a lot of hairstyling experience, so I will answer them as best as I can with my knowledge. See you in the next video. Bye.